This is Couples Court with the Cutlers.
This is the case of Harmon versus Powell. You all have been together 3 years, engaged about 1.5 years. Mr. Harmon, why have you brought your fiance here today?
Well, I think she's cheating on me with other men, and she's lying, and I just can't deal with it. Like, I'm putting my whole relationship on the line. I'm fighting for my relationship. She's giving other people attention when we go out and showing other people, like, you know, flirting. Like, here and there, it can be a bartender, she flirts, smiling, want to take selfie pictures. For what, when you got a handsome brother in your face, you know?
Do you believe it goes beyond flirting?
Sometimes, yes.
Ms. Powell, what would you like to prove today?
I would like to prove that I'm not cheating on him, that, I mean, like, I do have an outgoing personality, I am bubbly and stuff.
Do you flirt with other men?
I don't think I flirt with other men, no, I don't. I think I just talk too much, and, you know.
All right, so Mr. Harmon, if you find out that she's actually cheating, what does that mean for you?
If I find out that she's cheating, the marriage is off. I'm not buying her nothing else. I'm moving back to Tennessee. Right now, we relocated to Texas. Because, you know, I want to start off fresh, I want to start over new, so.
And you going home to Tennessee?
Yes, ma'am.
Wow.
So, Ms. Powell, his accusations that you are doing more than flirting, that you're actually cheating, how does that make you feel?
It makes me feel like he just is judging me, and, like, I don't even know who he thinks I am anymore, like.
Do you love him?
I do.
You want to make it work?
I do.
Don't seem like it, Your Honor.
Well, what do you love about him?
I love everything about him. I love his personality. I love the way he treats me. I love how he just, like, throws me in the air because I'm so small. Like, I love everything, you know? Like, I just love it. And,
You admit to throwing her in the air?
Yeah.
You know,
What makes you, no. What makes
throw
a
your
man
fiance in the air, wave your hand like you just don't care, you know, all that. That goes together.
No.
She loves that because I'll look at her and I'll catch her in my arms, you know?
So you're a true romantic. I mean, that's throwing the love up in the air. I've not even heard of that.
I try to make everything work. I try to make the, you know, negative.
yeah, another unique story and another reason why I fell in love with him is because one day, you know, me and him were bickering and arguing. I usually go to bed late, but I went to bed early, and Zach woke me up and he's like, come here, I got a surprise for you. And I was like, what is it? You know, like, whatever, you know, it's nothing big. And he proceeded to lead me into the bathroom, and he had candles lit, and he had me a fruit bath.
A fruit
and all that.
bath? A fruit bath?
Yeah.
What's in a fruit bath?
Strawberries, pineapples, mangoes. There was a bunch of different kinds of fruit in there.
Now, Mr. Cutler has lotioned my feet, he's rolled my hair, but a fruit bath is a whole nother level, Mr. Cutler. You gotta step up your game, man.
Yep.
You're asking for a lot.
You know, I'm worth it.
You worth it?
I'm worth it.
All right, okay, we'll see. I mean, how can you not fall in love with a man like that?
Right, I know. I do love him, and I still do love him. After everything we've been through, I still love him, and I'm trying to grow. That's why I'm here today, to prove to him that I'm not cheating on him. He thinks I'm out here flirting and just cheating on him all the time, and I guess it is because of, like, you know, the past. You know, I've owned up to stuff in the past or whatever, and I've kept it real with him.
Okay, you said that there was something in the past. What happened in the past?
Our ex-boyfriend.
Oh, man. Okay, but how did you find out that she had been with her ex?
She told me, you know, the truth that she was with her ex. She admitted to it that she was with her ex, and she cheated.
Were you with the ex?
Yes, I was.
Okay, and so what did you tell him specifically?
I just told him, I said, you know, this has been going on for like 2 months now, and
2 months?
It did. Not like me seeing him, but us talking to each other, yes.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yes. Not
so
like
you all
that.
been interacting for 2 months, and then it culminated with
Yes.
a sexual contact.
Yes.
But that's in the past.
Right. And I try to push forward because we're both young and stuff's gonna happen, you know, and I accept that, so.
Okay, you're saying with closure, clearly you don't see it that way. Why don't you see it that way?
Because
What is going on now that makes you think something's up?
Like, one day she came home, kind of smelled like she had men's cologne on. And I was like, where was you really at? Was you really at the grocery store, or was you really with another man?
I have an explanation for that.
All right, I can't wait to hear it.
Okay, well, it was around Valentine's Day, and I was in there smelling men's cologne because I was about to get him a bottle of cologne for Valentine's Day. And I was spraying it, yes.
Your Honor, wasn't no cologne in the house, no shopping bags, no evidence, you know? So I'm thinking that she's with another man.
So you don't believe she was at the mall?
No, I don't.
All right.
Okay, but, you know, women don't put on men's cologne.
Right.
They sniff the bottle,
body.
You know, spray in the air and smell it, but they
it
don't
would
put
get
it
on your
them.
face. No. But if you do this and you put your face into it, so you would smell it.
Really?
Really? Ron?
Really?
Ron, come on, help us sister.
I kind of agree, though. If you spray it and step into it, you'll get some on you. It's going to happen.
All right, if you say so.
I'm saying so.
Next time you come home with...
Okay,
all right.
All right, so you don't believe her about that?
No.
What else? I mean, because that has a reasonable... I could buy that.
She got this, can I show you on the screen?
Sure. Please step over.
Okay, one day she was taking a shower. I guess she forgot that she had her phone in the room. Something popped up on the notification bar. It was like, it says, session expired, please review. So I popped on it. It brought up this calculator. I clicked on it and I clicked in this code that she used the code, her birthday. Okay. So I typed it in. And so when I typed it in, it was this gallery. And it said, hidden photos. So I clicked on it, and when I clicked on it, it was a white guy and her, like they was out to eat, having fun, Subway. I asked about her. I asked her, what's these pictures of? What are you doing with another man? She was like, it's just a coworker from work.
Okay, wait, hold on, wait. So this is one of those apps where you hide photos?
Yeah, I didn't know nothing about it.
I'm waiting for this explanation.
I'd use that at first. Like, I'd use it at first when me and him first got together because, I'd send pictures
to hide
of him.
all her stuff.
Yeah, whatever. To hide my pictures I was sending him.
What kind of pictures were you sending that you need to put in the app, a hidden app?
Just, our pictures.
No, I don't. Were they personal pictures?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Grown folk stuff?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. She sent you those pictures?
Yeah,
little grown folk shot?
Yeah, a little body picture, Step out,
What she do? Do it with my gift. All right, there it is. All right. Here's the deal. People with nothing to hide, they don't hide anything. I mean, that's just how we operate.
I understand. I get it.
All right, if you'll step back to your podium. Are there any other reasons, Mr. Harmon, that you believe your fiance is cheating?
Yes, I do.
Share them with the court.
As one day, I was off work that day, so I like to work out a little bit sometimes.
Yeah, I can tell.
So before she was asleep, she didn't cook breakfast that morning. I got up early that morning, put on my workout shoes, got to the gym, worked there about a good 4 or 5 hours, came home. When I took off my workout shoes, I was looking around for my fiance, babe. My fiance, she like, you're grown, you're grown, I don't keep up with your stuff, So when I walked into the bedroom and I seen that it was busted shoes, I was like, whose shoes are these?
These men's shoes or women's shoes?
That was men's shoes.
Men's shoes.
So I feel like, when I pulled up at the house, when they heard me pull up, dude jetted out the back door and forgot his shoes and slipped my sandals on and went on. That's what I really think happened.
What size were your shoes?
They was like 11 and a half. The busted up tennis shoes the same size as my
No, they were not.
Same size as yours?
Yes, they was.
Why is some other man's tennis shoes in your
First of all,
bedroom?
he is not even telling the truth about that. It was a female coworker that came over that day.
Okay, Ms. Powell, let me ask this. Do you have any reasonable explanation as to why a coworker would come over and when she leaves, she would take the wrong shoes?
No.
You have no reasonable explanation for that, because I don't have one. Have you ever taken the wrong shoes from your friend's house?
I gotta say this, Miss Powell, it does not look good. This does not pass the smell test at all.
But it is, though. I'm not lying about it. I have nothing to lie about. We're here.
All right. Mr. Harmon, I know you have a witness.
Yes, I do. My niece is here today to prove that she's been with other men.
All right, Ron, would you escort the witness in,
yes,
please?
Your Honor.
What do you know about the allegations of cheating against Miss Powell?
Well, what I know is me and my homegirl went to a barbecue one day and I seen Ashley cheating on my uncle, and I didn't like that. I feel like you could find somebody else way better than that.
What did you actually see?
She was out there flirting with him, having drinks with him and stuff, trying to take him home.
I was not trying to take them home, first of all.
So you were able to conclude that she was trying to take him home just by looking? I mean, did you hear anything? What did you see?
Yes, I heard. She was like, yeah, I think y'all should just come to my house tonight. My boyfriend, he's going to be gone. The niece's going to be gone.
He is never gone.
Was there any physical contact? Were they holding hands? Were they hugged up?
Yes, we holding hands with him, yes.
Did you go and tell your uncle?
Yes, I did.
All right, Ms. Fredericks, thank you very much. If you would have a seat.
All right, Miss Powell, you're at a barbecue. Is that correct?
Yes. It was a group of people. We went in the house to go get some drinks and to go get some air because we were outside and it was hot.
Would you admit that you were flirting?
No.
All right.
Was it just your bubbly personality?
I guess, like, I don't know what they consider flirting. Like, you know, like, I don't know what, I don't know.
Being with other men, showing other man attention, that's flirting. Giving them people attention, that's flirting.
I feel like being kind and flirting is two different things.
Show me what flirting looks like in your world.
I don't know, like, you know, like, hey, how you been today? Like, I don't know, like, I don't know, you know.
All right, so Ms. Powell, you're telling this court that you have not, even though you might be a little friendly, you might be a little flirtatious, you have not had any sexual contact with anyone.
No, I have not.
Other than Mr. Harmon.
Yes, no, I have not.
Well, now, in addition to this love suit that we're talking about, you also have a lawsuit against Mr. Harmon.
Yes, for $185 for wearing my dress.
Okay, tell me what that's about.
Well, one day I was out with a friend. And I proceeded, I guess, not to answer my phone, like, on time for him. And so I ended up coming home that day, and I was getting ready to cook supper, and I smelled the house. I was like, what is burning? Like, is Zach in there cooking? I mean, is Mr. Harmon in there cooking something? Like, what is he cooking? Like, is he burning something? I proceeded to go in the bathroom and find my dress laying there burnt. I was like, what happened to it? You know, he's like, oh, well, see, what happened was I got it caught on a cigarette.
Wow.
This don't look like
what
no
kind
cigarette
of
burn to
cigarette
me.
was that?
I know, that's what I'm saying. So I'm here today to sue him for $185.
Do you have a receipt or
I do.
anything? Do you think it was intentional?
I do. I was gonna get married in that dress to him, but...
So that was the dress you're gonna get married in?
It was.
Mr. Harmon, did you burn her dress?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
You set her dress on fire?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
So it wasn't with the cigarette.
Why did you set the dress on fire?
Because I was mad. It wasn't intentional, it was like out of spite. I
No,
wasn't.
that was intentional.
Yeah,
Right, it was,
All right.
so...
What was running through your mind as you were building up
Like
ready to burn this
her
dress?
seeing her ex-boyfriend and her lying to me and her with her co-worker and the hidden galleries in the phone, like, that it gets to me sometimes. You know, I think about it, so I just took it and I just, you know, set it on fire and it blew up in the flames, and I thought about it and I got to stomping it out. So when I stomped it out, I just threw it in the bathroom so she can come home and look at it, because it's the first place she go, because she's always in that mirror.
Okay. Well, you know, Mr. Harmon, we can't let our emotions get the best of us.
You're right.
And your claim is for $185.45.
Correct.
All right. Well, Mr. Harmon, we can understand why you're upset, but, I mean, the bottom line is you can't destroy other people's property. You can't do things like that out of spite. And so this court is going to have to rule in her favor on her claim against you and award her the amount of $185.45.
Now, we got to get back to this love suit. This is an engagement on the line. You seem to love each other.
To get to the bottom of this, the court is going to call licensed private investigator Jane Holmes. Ron, would you please escort Ms. Holmes into the courtroom?
Ms. Holmes.
Ms. Holmes, how are you?
I'm fine, how are you?
It's good to see you. You've investigated a number of cases involving cheating, haven't you?
I have.
In this particular case, Ms. Powell was examined by one of your colleagues, is that correct?
That's correct.
All right, and Ms. Powell was asked a series of questions. The first question that Ms. Powell was asked was, did you have sexual contact with anyone in your home the day Mr. Harmon found a pair of sneakers? What was her response to that question?
She said no.
What did the lie detector determine?
The lie detector determined she was being truthful.
Mr. Harmon, it almost appears that that's a sigh of relief for you.
Yes, it does.
But hold on, we have another question. Ms. Powell was asked, since October 2015 to the present, besides the one person Mr. Harmon is aware of, has Ms. Powell had sexual contact with anyone else? What was her response?
She said no.
What did the lie detector reveal?
The lie detector determined she was being truthful.
All right, Mr. Harmon, she's standing here with tears in her eyes because she's been telling you the truth. What do you need to say to your fiance?
That I love you, and now it's time to focus on us and only us.
All right. Ms. Powell, can you do that?
Yes.
Can you do that?
I can.
And I would say to you, I use the word with Mr. Cutler. I'm like, I don't want any attention. I want intention.
Yeah, I
And
like that.
if you're naturally attentive to people and polite, then you're gonna have to turn it up and give him some intention so he knows he's your king
Please.
and you're his queen.
It is all for you, baby.
I hope so. I love you.
You all have been together for 4 years. You have one daughter together, but allegations of cheating are just tearing apart your relationship. Mr. Schall, why are you here today?
Well, Your Honor, I'm here today because simply I can't trust her. You know, I'm tired of losing hair. You know, I'm tired of losing weight. You know, like I've lost 3 belt loops. You know, I'm tired of losing sleep. So I want some answers.
We watch litigants and we can tell a lot about what's going on behind before they got here. You said, I can see that you have this nervous energy. You said you've lost weight, you go down 3, but you ain't got nowhere else to go. You need to stop right there.
That's right.
You say you're losing
Yeah.
your hair, you say
Yeah.
you're not resting well.
So-
And here's the thing, we can see that tension
Right.
in your body of what's going on with you. And we're just acknowledging that.
All of this because of the stress on your relationship because you think she's cheating?
Well, sir, we have a daughter, you know, that's in the middle of it as well. You know, so I want to move past all this for the sake of them.
And the results of today's investigation mean everything to you.
Yes, it means a lot to me. So I just want answers, you know.
You want answers for the future of your relationship.
Yeah.
So if you would find out that Ms. Pingledis is in fact cheating, what will happen?
Honestly, we're done.
Everything is resting on what happens today.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Ms. Pingledis, what is your response? I mean, this young man, it's very clear that whatever is going on between you is wrecking him physically, not just emotionally, but physically.
Yeah, I'm here today to prove to him that I'm not cheating, that I did make a mistake in the beginning of our relationship, but I shouldn't have to pay for that for the rest of our lives. He's gone to the extent of going outside my work with binoculars and watching me and at work, going through text messages, going through all of my personal stuff, trying to find stuff, and I can't live like that anymore.
So you are trying to prove your innocence because you can't continue to stand the frustration of being watched.
Yeah.
Now, you said something right off the bat. You said you made a mistake early in your relationship.
Yes.
What mistake did you make?
I did cheat earlier in the beginning of our relationship, maybe within the first 6 months. We were grieving over the loss of our friend, and a lot was going on at that time. I was emotional and vulnerable, and my ex still lived with me, like not my choice, but my mom's choice. And so things happened, and I was afraid to tell him. I recently admitted to it, but you know, I was hurt that I hurt him.
Okay, so you had this slip up, if you will, with your ex.
Yes.
And you recently shared this with him.
Yes.
And you've added to that you have a concern about the paternity of your daughter. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am. You know, it was around the time that she
stepped out.
Yes, ma'am. I can't do it no more. You know, I just need some answers.
You've built a bond with this daughter. You have fathered her and nurtured her for the last 18 months, and now all that's in question.
No, it's been in question, Your Honor. I don't know what to believe.
Okay, we are going to order you, after this proceeding is completed, to go to paternity court with Lauren Lake. She's a good friend of ours, because however this is gonna pan out, however this comes out, whether you all together or not, you need to have that question answered. And if this relationship is going to move forward, you have to have that question answered for the stability of your foundation.
Ms. Pingledis.
Yes, Your Honor.
You've cheated in the past.
Yes, Your Honor.
You've admitted to that.
Yes. And sorry.
Do you have doubts about the paternity of your daughter?
No.
There's no doubt in your mind?
No.
But I see that you're crying. Are these tears of frustration having to deal with this issue over and over again?
Yes, Your Honor.
And so you just want to get beyond this yourself?
Yes.
All right.
You talked about her cheating in the past and how that hurt you, but you think she's cheating now.
Well,
Is that correct?
yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Just tell me one thing why you think she's cheating now.
Okay, it was a few months back. For the first time in 3 years, she's never worked past 9:15. She's closed the store. I get a phone call saying, hey, I'm working late tonight till 11. I said, okay. She said that she was behind the store waiting on the truck. That's where I had was already at, and I said, well, hey, I don't see you back here. Where are you? She hung up on me. Next thing I know, I'm walking around the building. Here they come out, up front. I could have sworn.
Who is they?
Her coworker and Sophia.
This is a male coworker?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you're behind the store, and you're calling her saying, hey, where are you? She says, I'm in back of the store, and you're thinking, well, I'm in back of the store, and I don't see you.
Yeah.
And so then you go around to the front of the store, and you see her with a male coworker.
Well, they're walking into the front of the store, but I could have sworn that I seen him adjust his pants. She was putting on a sweater. It scares me.
Were you in the back of the store or in the front of the store?
My boss called me and usually I'm the closing supervisor, so I closed the store. And my boss said, go ahead and just go home. The truck driver said he'd park the truck back there, go to a hotel, come back, and they unload at 6 o'clock in the morning. So then I went to go tell Tyrell, which he was already outside. He was already outside at 9 o'clock when the store closed because he was already suspecting, whatever he was suspecting at the time. So he was already out there. And so whatever he's saying isn't true.
So you're saying the reason that you were there with a coworker by yourself after hours when you were meeting a truck that was unloading at your store?
Yes, Your Honor.
And I understand that. The part I don't understand is when Mr. Schall saw you walking with a coworker adjusting your clothes, and what was that about?
I wasn't doing that, so I'm not sure what he thinks he saw, but that wasn't the case.
And Mr. Schall, you know what you saw?
He was adjusting his clothes. She was putting on a sweater.
So they were both adjusting their clothes?
She was putting on a sweater. He was adjusting his pants, yes.
There are cameras everywhere in the store, so I don't know where he thinks that we would do anything at. There's cameras behind the store. They're everywhere.
Besides the break room.
But something went off in your mind to make you think she is doing something with this coworker.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
So, Mr. Schall, is there anything else she said or done that makes you think she's cheating right now?
Well, yes. I was at another business trip that she had convinced me to go on. The whole time that I was there, it was just steady arguing, and it eventually had got more intense to, hey, how do you feel that someone bigger is me hitting it? It messed my.
Okay, wait.
All right.
You're having an argument, a very intense argument. Miss Pingledis said to you, how do you feel about another man having sex with me who's bigger than you? Is that what I heard?
Yes.
Okay, Miss Pingledis, did you say that?
I don't remember. I don't remember the exact words. But he said...
What do you think you said?
He said that
No, what do you think you said?
How does it feel knowing someone bigger than you is hitting this?
You said that to him?
I don't remember saying that. Something along the lines, but not those exact words.
But something close to that.
Yes.
Well, why in the world would you say something even close to that to Mr. Schall?
I don't know.
Because I know how I would feel if I was with someone who says, how would you feel if you knew somebody bigger than you was hitting this?
Well, I also, I found messages.
Wow.
You never said that.
No. That is way below the belt.
Way below the belt. Why would you say something like that to him?
There were messages from other girls on his Facebook. He would purposely go and message them, delete the messages, so I was trying to make him feel like he was making me feel.
And how was he making you feel?
Like he was doing something.
And that made you feel how?
Hurt, disappointed.
So those tears that we're seeing, those represent the hurt that you were feeling.
Yeah.
And so you lashed back at him.
Yeah, trying to make him feel the way that I was feeling.
Okay, love doesn't work that way. You do understand that.
I know.
And when you say something like that, you can't unring that bell. That's in his head. And now he can't let it go because you popped off with, you have confessed to him that you're sleeping around.
I didn't confess I was sleeping around. I made one mistake in the beginning of our relationship. That's all I...
No. But once you said to him, how do you feel about someone who did hit this? You're like, this is happening currently.
I said that while... I didn't mean it like that. I was just trying to make him I don't know.
I understand, and let me be clear with you. I'm not really fussing, a little bit. But the point is, when you fight with somebody, you can't say what's gonna make them bleed out. Because once you stab them, they're just bleeding. And if you felt badly, why would you want him to feel badly? That's just not how relationships and love works. You don't want the person that you love and care about to feel badly. That defies logic.
Mr. Schall, tell her how it feels for you to hear her say anything remotely close to someone else has been with her. And I want you, Ms. Pingledis, to look in his eyes as he tells you how it feels for you to lash out at him and say someone else has been with you.
It really broke my heart.
It wasn't my intention.
It just seems so believable because...
Talk to her, let her know.
When I had got home, it just didn't seem the same way as I left it.
You guys don't understand what I have to go through on a daily basis. I can't go to the store by myself without him thinking that I'm doing something. Like, I feel like I'm trapped in my own home. Like.
But Ms. Pingledis, I understand how you feel, but you can't lash out. You all have to talk to each other. There's no communication. That's why I'm asking you to turn to each other and talk. Because you don't know how he feels. You say he doesn't know how you feel. And you've hit him below the belt in two different ways. Not just that someone else has been with you, but you specifically said someone bigger than you. So you've hit him below the belt twice. And whatever he's done, I'm not justifying that. What I'm saying is you all cannot lash out at each other like that, and you can't keep giving him reasons to think you're cheating. And that is the problem.
And when you say he doesn't trust me, it only takes a minute to tear down everything you've ever built up. It only takes a minute. And once you've thrown it away, it takes you years to build it back up. So you can't expect him to turn around.
I've worked for 3 years to build my trust back up with him.
But as you're building, you're tearing it down when you say things, somebody bigger is hitting this.
It took her
You can't, I mean, you may be trying, but when you take a sledgehammer like that to it, you just tear it all back down again. So all of these things together are absolutely destroying your relationship.
Yes.
So what we have in this case is the question of whether or not the child is his. We have him coming to the store, wondering if she slept with a coworker. And we also have this issue of her saying to him, I've been with somebody else.
Bigger than you.
Bigger than you. And for all of these reasons, Mr. Schall believes that you are cheating.
If he finds out you're cheating, this relationship is in jeopardy. It's going to be over. All of this is at stake. Am I right, Mr. Schall?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
This court has done a full investigation. At this time, we would like to hear from forensic voice analyst Guy Wolf to determine, is she cheating? Ron, please show Mr. Wolf into the courtroom.
Stand right over here. Come on, Mother. Thank you.
How are you, Mr. Wolf?
I'm well, thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you for being here. It's been a minute since we've seen you.
Yes, ma'am, it has.
Mr. Wolf, you conducted a forensic voice analysis on Ms. Pingledis, is that correct?
Yes, I did, Your Honor.
Would you explain how voice analysis works?
Yes, Your Honor. It operates on the spoken word. You have two frequencies in your voice when you speak, and when you tell a lie, the FM frequency goes away. Our computer picks that up.
In this case, you asked a series of questions of Ms. Pingledis, is that correct?
Yes, I did, Your Honor.
Okay, let's take a look at the first one.
Did you have physical sexual contact with your ex-boyfriend on the night Tyrell saw the two of you leaving your house together?
No.
Okay.
What did the forensic voice analysis determine?
The forensic voice analysis determined that she was being truthful, Your Honor.
Now, let's take a look at the next question.
Other than what you have admitted to, have you had physical sexual contact with any man other than Tyrell since December of 2014?
No.
What did the forensic voice analysis reveal?
The forensic voice analysis determined that she was being also truthful, Your Honor.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100, 101, 102, 103, 104, 105, 106, 107, 108, 109, 110, 111, 112, 113, 114, 115, 116, 117, 118, 1
Well, the tension was thick in here.
I would like to say, Your Honors, that I would love to get the help that I need to get my family back on track. So.
You all have invited a lot of stress into your relationship that should not be there. At your age, at your stage, this relationship should be fun, it should be exciting, it should be all of those things that you want in a relationship.
You all got a little baby, you all are young, y'all are young enough to play with that baby. That's a young man's game. Y'all should be enjoying each other and that child together.
You love each other. I can tell by the way you look at each other how this is ripping you apart. Move forward together, and you all will have a happy and long relationship.
You all need to give each other a little grace. Grace means, I know you messed up, but I love you enough to look over it. And if you do that all the time and consistently, you all won't have this tension. You all won't have the stress. You'll have the happiness that you really want, the contentment you really want.
Yes, Your Honor.
You all have been together for 4 years, you're married, you have one child together, and this relationship, which started online, may go offline permanently. It all depends on what happens today. Is that right, Ms. Dana?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. You've initiated this case. Tell us why.
I came here today because we got married, and after the honeymoon, everything went downhill.
It went downhill right after the honeymoon?
Yes.
And all because you believe?
He is cheating.
That's not true.
So how did we end up with this short-lived honeymoon, Mr. Trujillo?
The relationship originally was meant to start out as just a one-night stand, and that was it.
Wow.
But it must have been something about her that made you decide you want to get married.
She kind of grew on me as time went on, I guess you could say.
Do you see what you're saying is causing her pain? She is standing there crying. This is the woman you stood in front of somebody and said, I'll be with her. Good, bad, or indifferent.
At this point anymore, with her accusations, her feelings don't mean anything to me.
Wow. Oh, boy. All right. Miss Dana, what were the warning signs for you that something was going on?
He goes into the other room when he has a phone call and talks to other women.
That's not true.
How do you know it's other women?
From the past, he has cheated on me.
That's not true.
Okay. And so based on those behaviors when he was cheating before, you're seeing those same behaviors now?
Correct.
All right.
And all this has led you to believe there's got to be somebody else in the picture. That's why you've had this change in your relationship.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so Mr. Trujillo, you have talked about how these accusations have just shut you down, but I'm still trying to get to the core of your relationship before the accusations started.
There are times where when we're together, you know, I'm very happy, and I'm not even looking at other women. I'm just having fun with her.
Yeah, right.
All right.
So, one more question.
Love.
So, is it fair to say that you loved her at some point?
Yes, I do.
You love her now?
My love for her has dwindled.
Okay. Right. And you've fallen out because of the accusations?
Not completely, but I'm starting to.
Okay.
But now these cheating allegations have surfaced, and it has just really torn you all apart.
Yes.
Have you found anything that makes you think he's cheating?
So we were driving in the car, and I was on the phone with my mother, and she had me write a phone number down. So I asked Lou where the pen was, and he said it's in the driver's glove box. So I looked in there, and I found condoms.
All right.
Okay.
Do you all use condoms?
No, we do not.
All right.
I don't mean to laugh about it, but I am, only because of the fact that I had gone over to my mother's house previously before that.
I'm not seeing the connection between mom and the found condoms. Help me real quick, get there somewhere.
when I went to my mother's house and I did what I needed to do, she goes, oh, wait a minute, one more thing before you go, wait here. So I stood there, she went to her bedroom and she came back and she said, hold out your hand. I held out my hand and she stuck the condoms in my hand and she said, use these next time you have sex with Kelsey. I don't want you to have any more children with her. I'm done raising grandkids.
So your own mother doesn't want you to have any more kids with your wife?
No.
Wow.
And did you say, Mom, that's none of your business? Mom, I'm not going to, I mean, what did you do to defend your wife in this situation?
I laughed about it.
Oh, he's a mama's boy.
Miss Dana, did you know about this? Did you know that's how he came to get those condoms?
I think it's full of malarkey.
You don't believe
my mother on the phone, and because she asked me and she was accusing me, and I said, you don't believe me? She goes, no. So I called my mom on the Bluetooth in the car, and I told my mom, I said, hey, did you give me these condoms or not? My mom started laughing. She goes, why? Is Kelsey mad? I said, she's sitting next to me in the car. She's very upset. And my mom said, Kelsey, you need to calm down. I gave them to him as a joke. She said, he's not cheating on you. She said, you just need to get over your insecurities.
Well, we have a statement that was submitted to the court from your mother, and her name is Miss Alma Sanchez. This is your mother speaking, and it reads, I went to my doctor's office and saw a bowl saying, free condoms, take one. I took it upon myself to get about 5 condoms. When I got home, I woke Lou up and said, hey, I got a present for you, and gave them to him. I told Lou that I didn't want him to make any more kids with Kelsey. If I could have predicted how bad their relationship would turn out, I would have gave Lou the condoms years ago.
Oh, okay.
And so,
well, I think it's true. She's not your biggest fan.
No, I don't like her.
Okay, I think it's mutual.
what other reason do you believe that he's cheating?
I had saw that his desktop was open, and I looked, and it was a sex site.
Okay, when you say a sex site, how-to, pictures, videos?
Dirty pictures, him sending messages to other females. And I confronted him and I said, if you want to stay married, stay married. But if we don't fix this, this marriage is over.
I don't know why she's upset about it, to be honest with you. Only because of the fact that we had discussed previously when we were dating before, and even when we got married and through the marriage, about possibly spicing up our relationship by swinging, having threesomes.
Not true, Your Honor.
No, yes, it is.
Not this wife.
It is 100% true.
Did you see anything to these other women?
The one message that I saw pop up, I was at work that day, and he had said that I can host. She's not here.
All right, and you submitted those to the court?
Yes.
All right, so Mr. Trujillo, you wrote, morning, delicious lady.
Thank you for taking a moment out of your day to message me. Be patient, and I'll get back to you.
Hi, sexy. I'm 7.5 thick and can host.
Uh-huh. There was another message?
Yes, there was.
All right.
A few days later. Morning, sexy. That's his line. He likes that.
I see.
Morning, sexy.
Good morning.
I would love to blank you. Horny Hispanic male able to host solo or looking for ongoing threesomes with my wife.
That's what I'm talking about, how we discussed having threesomes or the couple swap. That's
okay, but you said in there solo or
she
threesomes.
gave me permission. She allowed me
Never
permission.
said that.
Yes, you did. You're
no,
lying.
I
You know
didn't.
you're lying.
No.
Okay, Miss Dana, have you all ever had a conversation about threesomes?
No.
So you're like, you don't know where this is coming from?
No, I don't.
She's trying to play the victim, Your Honor. She is lying. Lying.
Oh, and you play the
That's
victim
all she
quite
does is
a
lie.
bit.
That's all she does is
So, Mr. Trujillo, you don't deny that you sent these messages?
Absolutely not. She can see those messages whenever she wants. She can log into it. She can look at them. She can see everything.
So why is the password changed on there then?
Because you change it because you get mad that I'm on there doing exactly what you wanted us to do.
Yeah,
She's changed the
right.
password 3 different times. And I told her, I said, why is the password changed? Somebody sent us a message interested in us. She said, I know you're cheating. You're talking to other females. I said, yeah, for the purpose of what we discussed.
Because
but she's
you
changed the
are
password.
cheating.
Okay.
And this is one of the reasons you started accusing him of cheating.
Oh, yes, Your Honor. I'm just tired of it. I have 2 boys that I have to raise, and I told him, you keep doing this, we're divorcing, you need to get the hell out of my house, and I'm taking the kids with me.
Please tell me you don't have anything else.
Well, the lube receipt.
All right. I don't even know if I want to know, but tell me what you got. Tell me what happened.
Okay. So I came home from work, and it was paid for 2 lubricants, and that store is not too far from our home.
Okay. So you find a receipt, which you submitted to the court.
Yes.
For a 3 lube, that's what it says on the receipt, pillow pack, but that's lubricant, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And, okay, well, there's the map. There's your house. There's the store.
And it was a sex store?
Yes.
Okay.
And he hadn't used that or suggested you all use the lubricant, had
No, I never want. I'm just not comfortable with that, and I've told him that a million times.
That's not true. That's not true.
You think he's using this lubricant in your house with all of these messages going back, I can host, I can have you over. He's running to the store, getting the stuff he needs to host.
Yes. While I'm at work or I'm doing something
we
else.
had used it in our relationship prior because we had discussed about possibly having anal sex. We had discussed doing it again the night before I bought it.
Please don't tell me anymore. I can't.
We gotta know.
No, we don't.
We have to know.
No, we don't. What we need to, no, we don't. Here's the thing. You're saying that you got this to use with your wife.
Yes.
Okay, I just want to stop you right there. And you're saying, I don't know who he was using them with, but it wasn't me.
It was not me, Your Honor.
All right, I don't think I can take any more testimony, Mr. Cutler. I think let's look at what we got.
But there's so much more.
No. No, I'm not old enough for this conversation, so we're gonna just keep it moving.
We've got conflicting stories. We need to figure this out. And to do that, this court has done a full and complete investigation. At this time, the court will call former military interrogator Lena Cisco to determine, is he cheating? Ron, please escort Ms. Cisco in. Lena Cisco. Ms. Cisco, good day. How are you?
Good day, Your Honors. How are you both?
Doing good. It's good to see you.
Good to see you.
Would you state your credentials, please, for the court?
Yes, Your Honor. I'm a former military interrogator, and I'm certified by the Department of Defense. And shortly after the events of 9/11, I deployed to Guantanamo Bay, Cuba, where I interrogated members of Al-Qaeda and Taliban. Shortly after that time, I started training law enforcement personnel, military personnel, government agency personnel, and still train them to this day in interview and interrogation techniques.
All right, tell us what you did to investigate this case.
I had the accused write a witness statement, and I go through that and do a statement analysis. So I'm looking for any indicators of truthfulness and deception. I studied the case file and I put together an interrogation plan, and then I interrogated Mr. Trujillo to see if he was cheating.
As it pertains to Ms. Dana's accusations about the condoms and the lubricant, what did you determine?
When I asked Mr. Trujillo about the lubricant, he was very forthcoming with me, and he took me back to that day and told me in detail exactly what happened. And that is an indicator of truthfulness. While he was telling me this, he had great eye contact, which is also another indicator of truthfulness. And then he went on to tell me why he was purchasing them, and that was because he and his wife wanted to have anal sex. When I asked him about the condoms, he sat up in his chair, had a great eye contact, and spoke with me with open palms. So open palms means, hey, I have nothing to hide, I'm being honest. And again, gave me so much detail that to me, that was a good indicator of truthfulness. He also told me the story that he shared with you all in court about how his mother called into the phone and how his mother told the both of them that she indeed gave him the condoms because she didn't want him to have any more children.
So what about the dating sites that we've heard testimony about? What happened with those?
He admitted to me about propositioning 2 women on the dating sites, and he also admitted to having sex with both of them at separate times.
Wow. Oh, boy.
Ms. Dana, I presume this is the first you've heard of this.
Yeah.
You did not know that not one but two women had been to your home to have sex with your husband.
Your Honor, she knew about it, and not only did she know, but she was up to the idea of having the threesome, backed out, and then told me I could sleep with these women.
Mr. Trujillo, I'm looking at the expression on her face.
I never said that.
The expression on her face does not look like a woman who
She's
knew.
a great liar.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
A professional, even. I would go so far as to say a professional liar.
Okay.
Not true.
All right. Ms. Cisco.
Yes, Your Honor.
What was your conclusion after you completed your investigation?
Mr. Trujillo was so forthcoming with me with all the details. He didn't withhold anything, and everything that he shared in court with you all, he shared with me as well. I saw no indicators of deception, and he also informed me a lot of information about not just the accusations, but about the relationship as well. And when I asked him, how do you feel about your wife and this marriage? He said, you know, I don't know if it can survive.
How are you feeling?
Disgusted with him.
Yeah. Angry?
Very hurt, angry, and I just want to co-parent and that's it. I want nothing to do with him.